What's up, you guys? Welcome to a new episode of Jams and Cocktails. I hope everybody's doing well. Once again, say hello to the sugar in my tea, Miss Jordan Taylor.
Hello, everyone. It's like Twilight Zone.
Right? We'll just do it one over again. We'll get it while we can.
Yeah.
Hey. Hanging out with us tonight, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, is our good friend, Deal James. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got an exciting show for you. As always, we have our eyes on the comments with our live viewers, so please chime in anytime to join our conversation. Thank you for tuning in live with us. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and be sure to follow Jams and Cocktails on all your favorite podcast platforms like iHeartRadio, Spotify, and iTunes. So what do you say we start the show? Hey, you guys. I'm going to introduce you to our very special guest. He's a singer-songwriter and Treasure Coast local legend, now residing in Phoenix, Arizona. But before leaving, he left his mark here with his solo work, his band, the Jedi Magic Carousel, and countless collaborations with other artists. We miss his live performances here, but we get to hang out with him tonight on the JNC podcast. Check out Mr. Deal James.
I'm just too bad to be good. I'm just too bad to be good. I'm just too bad to be good, and that's too bad. I'm just too bad to be good. I'm just too bad to be good. I'm just too bad to be good, and that's too bad.
That's right. I was there. What's up, Deal James?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to have you on the show, brother. How you been out there?
Glad, I'm good, man. I'm glad you called. It's been really good out here. I definitely miss the locals out there in Stewart and in Jensen, all up and down, and Fort Pierce too. So it was really cool that you called and wanted to have me on your show. And I think it's really cool, man. Right when we were doing the sound check and I saw your whole setup, I was like, ooh, this is so nice and stuff.
It is funny. It is funny because you were just chilling in your lazy chair.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna have some natural sunlight and stuff like that. And then I saw yours. I was like, oh, I better go to my studio. But I can only give you like one speaker because my studio is all messed up right now. So you're only getting
that's the good part.
Full speaker. This is a high quality speaker. You're only getting one right now. Though. That's all you're gonna get in this particular episode.
That's all right because you get my really well constructed faux brick wall back here, which is
that's
one
nice
of my favorites.
Brick wall, bro. You could say you're from anywhere with that thing. Like you don't even have to be in Florida.
I know.
For that, dude.
I know. I'm in.
Nice wall.
I'm in my basement tonight. My basement here in Saskatchewan.
Oh.
Yeah. You're quarantined.
I'm quarantined.
Yeah. These are my Amazon tapestries. That under them I do have sound treatment. So I feel pretty legitimate right now, even though.
And you made
I didn't.
You made those, right?
I did make those. I stitched them myself, along with a bunch of masks that I sold
awesome.
for $100 a piece.
Dang.
To people that are working on the front lines.
Nice.
Supply and demand.
That's right, because I'm gouging prices right now because times are tough.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
My dog needs bones and food, so I got to do what it takes for a little girl.
You got to do what you got to do. Dogs got to eat. Dogs got to eat.
That's right.
Babies gotta eat.
Oh man, well it is really good to see you, brother, and I'm glad that prior to all this nonsense that's been going on, it's not nonsense. I call it nonsense because I like to psych myself down, but it seemed that you'd been pretty busy out there working regularly and doing your thing, and as I mentioned, we miss you here on the Treasure Coast, man.
I miss you guys too. I actually was there. I actually went there like a month ago, and I didn't tell anybody because I like to sneak around and stuff.
Sneaking in.
So I like to go under the radar, and I like to peace out. Number one, when I got here, Jason Montero, who plays a lot in the Pocket and who plays at the Square Groupers out there, I'm sure you know him. He told me to call a performer out here named Coyote Joe.
That is what a name. What a name.
The dude is the sweetest, coolest guy you ever meet. He's hilarious. He's a performer. He just works the crowd like a pro every single time you see him. and the dude used to host a cooking show, I think in Tucson here. So like 20 years ago, people that I meet, they're like, the guy that did the cooking show? I'm like, yeah, sure, that guy. Super cool. Anyways, he plugged me in with everyone I was supposed to know immediately.
That is a incredibly helpful resource, especially when moving to a whole new area. Yeah.
Oh my God. It still took time, because, things are booked out in time and people have residencies and stuff like that. But without him, man, he plugged me in immediately. And, I worked hard and I went out and I met people on my own, but he got me started. But it was really awesome that just a connection I had in Florida got me started out here.
Right.
And like really set me off on the right track. And it was, he hooked me up a lot, man, and I thank him all the time, and Jason too. So that was really cool. And then I kind of hit the ground running and just kind of did the same thing. And, so yeah, man, so I've just been, just working a lot. I was working a lot.
Yeah. That's killer, man. Yeah, it's always tough to kind of move to see, but it's interesting to see how small the world is, like people know people everywhere, and that's awesome.
It was great.
So I guess I'll just jump down into some interview questions and get to know a little bit more about you. I know a lot of these things, but anybody that might be tuning in or wants to reminisce with you here. So I'm a big fan of your guitar style. It's unique. It's interesting. When did you first start playing guitar?
I was 10 years old, and I think we were at a friend of the family's house, and this dude had a guitar, and I just picked it up, and I swear to God, the first thing I did was an A and an E minor, just like boom, like I picked it up and I strummed it, and that's what I did, and I just understood it immediately. And then I asked my mom and dad to get me a guitar like the next day, and then you literally couldn't pull me away from it for like at least the next 5-6 years of my life. I was playing guitar just all day, every morning before school, after school, all night. I had other shit to do, and in between I would still do it, and in between I was playing my guitar all the time. That's all I wanted to do.
That's awesome. Did you take formal lessons, or did you just kind of do your thing?
I had one teacher. His name was Drew Weber, and he was a blind blues guitarist, and he was really deeply connected into his church. So it was really funny. I don't think he's ever going to see this, so I guess I can say this, but
wait a minute. That wasn't a blind joke, was it?
No. Oh my God, no. He would hear it. He had perfect pitch. Dude had perfect pitch. He could spell. You could hit a note, and he would know what it was. You could do a scale. He would tell you all the notes in the scale. He was brilliant. And he would always play like music he wasn't supposed to be playing, like System of a Down and like Disturbed and like all this metal stuff. And I'd be like, ooh, I want to learn that. Just teach me that real quick. And he could play anything. He was incredible. He taught me for a year. And it was really a lot of theory, just kind of the building blocks. And he taught me whatever song I wanted. But after that, I kind of, I was already on my way, but he really taught me a lot for sure. But for the most part, besides that, I taught myself. But he really guided me in a lot of ways. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have known all my chords. And when you get older and you start playing with people, playing with other musicians, not knowing basic theory. And I'm not like brilliant at theory or anything like that. I can't, I didn't go to, if you go to jazz school and stuff like that.
Right, exactly.
Then you really know your stuff. But to know just the amount that I do has like really, because of him, you can communicate, you can speak the language without playing anything. And that really, and of course it's awesome to, you need to be able to speak the language while you're playing, which some of us, we forget to do that too. But to be able to speak it, formally is really, really, really important. And and sometimes, when you're the guy in the room that can't talk about that kind of stuff, and it's like, oh, I don't want to be that guy.
It's true. It's a language all its own, and the best way really to learn any language is to immerse yourself in it. So when you're immersing yourself with these musicians that are either schooled or are incredibly experienced in their craft, you just absorb that as a sponge. And if you were, 10 to 15 years old, taking all that in, your brain's just ripe for that kind of stuff. That's awesome, man.
I got really lucky that, you know, I mean, there was something in me that I knew how to do it. You know what I mean? And you can't really, account for that. I mean, I just kind of understood it.
Yeah.
And, but, you know, I'm glad my parents went and bought me a $50, nylon string guitar, and just let me. I think my next guitar, my mom traded a pair of shoes for this lady's like steel string acoustic guitar. And
that's the best.
Yeah, I think she came home and she was drunk with this lady. She's like, I got you this guitar. And then this is a funny story. I hope she's watching. So we have this guitar in this case. And mind you, my mom traded a pair of shoes with this lady, like at a bar or at someone's house or whatever. So we're going on vacation. We're going to Arizona to see, because I have family out here. That's one of the reasons I'm out here.
Which makes sense, yeah.
And I grew up in St. Louis. So I get this guitar in St. Louis. We go to the airport, and they take the guitar and they take the case and they start wiping it down. And I'm like 12 or 13. And my mom just grabs my arm and my shirt and just holds me as tight as possible. And I'm just like, and my dad's a flight attendant, so we've been flying since I was a baby.
Okay.
So I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Of course I didn't say that because I'm 12.
Sure.
I'm still looking at him like, why? I didn't do anything. I've been really quiet. I've been super quiet, man. I don't know why you're yelling. Yell at Hannah. She's right over there. You just yell at Hannah. And we get through the line. My mom's like, you don't know who I got that guitar from. There could have been cocaine left in it.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, what's cocaine? What's that? That sounds... Is that candy?
That sounds awesome.
When all of a sudden your kids are teenagers or grown-ups when you're talking to them.
Yeah, like I was a 12-year-old mule with a guitar. I was like desperado. I didn't know.
Well, you've clearly come a long way from that old steel string up to now baritone strings on your guitar. What do you say you give us a taste, man? It's been a while since some of us out here have heard Deal James. So.
Oh my God! Hang on one second.
So
that wasn't my baritone that you heard earlier. But hang on.
Okay. So while Deal was while we were doing our little AV check here before we got the show started, Deal was like, "Listen, my computer just crashed and died on me, and I had this whole setup ready to go, a whole podcast setup ready to go, and he's like, and my laptop crashed this week, so now he's working on his phone, but still good,
dude,
still looking good."
So I bought this computer, and I thought I was gonna save some money, and I saved money, but
in the wrong way.
Now it crashed. Hey, little girl, you be quiet. I know what you're doing. You're upset because I'm not paying attention to you. Yeah, you go back.
As with any dog out there.
Oh, drama! Yeah. What a drama queen.
That's my little girl. Hey, little girl, you shut it down. Shut it down right now. She shut it down. Okay.
She shut it down.
So, shut it down.
She shut down
right now.
real quick.
Shut it. Hey, you better shut it down right now. Hey, come here.
What a sassy little
come in here right now. I'll play guitar. You be a good girl.
She's trying to steal the show on us.
So Roy DiMartino, he's out there. I've taken every guitar to him, tuning it. She's gonna be quiet in a minute. Tuning it to D standard. Mm-hmm. And every single time I've had to get lower gauge strings, I've had to mess with the neck, I've had to do all this stuff, and I'm out here and I was working at a studio for a little bit, and the dude is like, why don't you just try? Hey, I said shut it down.
Somebody commented in that you're gonna have to show us that dog later.
Hey,
is she small? Can you pick her up?
The best little girl in the world. Hey,
you're ruining my story, dog.
ruin my story. So this dude's like, try a baritone. And dude, I picked this up and it was like, yeah. So this is it. This is a Grez, Grez. It's made out of Mendocino, California.
Nice.
That's my little logo that my buddy Sean Gallagher designed for me.
No kidding.
And so I got it in there. This is like the first like real purchase I've ever made besides like a vehicle.
Sure.
This is like the first time I've spent the appropriate amount of money on something. So This is my baby, dude. So I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't totally prepared for this, but I'm gonna slap it a little bit for you and see.
Well, that's what we do, man. We ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Deal James.
My mama said, baby, you like to be alone, but then I said, don't deny about it, get it going on. Everybody wants someone to love. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Salt and pepper, lemon, water, peanut butter, jelly was my other half. Rice and beans and coffee, green tea and chips and sauce and I'm a man with no band.
So as you can tell, these top low strings up here sound like a bass. And it's just so much fun. And then you still can play all your guitar notes. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of rethinking, you know, like to get your head around that. It sounds awesome.
So here, I'll mess with you. This is what's going on in my head. This right here, so I'm trying to get it so you can see. This right here is where my acoustic guitar is usually tuned. Okay? But this right here is E. This is E major. So this is where like normal people's guitars are tuned. So I'm still wrapping my mind around the theory I grew up on my other guitar, but then I'm remembering, oh, but here's your home bass right here. But then now this is what you feel is home bass. It's a huge. I really don't recommend it.
It's wild. You know, I'm gonna give you an applause here. I don't know if you could hear the applauses, but
I can hear that.
You're getting one.
Yeah.
Now, with that guitar, is it that the neck is longer, or there's more frets?
The neck is longer. The neck is longer from. You know, it doesn't feel longer when you're playing it as much as I think where this part. I'm not a guitar tech, so I'm not going to say a bunch of stuff that I don't know. I feel like this part of the neck is a little closer to the edge of the body. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the guitar as a whole it feels longer for sure. Not by much, but it is. I almost had to buy a bass guitar case for this to fit in something.
That's wild, man. It's like the Cadillac. Clearly like the Cadillac of guitars.
Oh, dude. It's the best.
So man. Yeah, wrapping your head around like you said, your home bass is now halfway up the neck. That's so neat.
It really gives you a real headache, you know, because also like someone says, hey, sing a song on, you know, and I went lower because of my voice, because I didn't, you know, when you sing every night, and back then I would drink every night, all night, all day, and like, so singing, like, it hurts, and you start to get bad at singing, and I really, for real, wasn't the best singer to start with. You know, I had to work really hard, and so I would just keep going lower and keep going lower. You know, so that's the only reason I would do it. And then I found this, and this has been just such really a game changer just for my sound in general, and just all the songs I would do. And now I'm like doing these full on like slap parts, and it's just it's super cool. And then I'm still able to like do solos at the top end, and it's been really awesome, man. And I'm really glad that I tried one out, because this guitar is built to be this low. My acoustics are not built to go that low. I'm probably ruining them. Right, you know?
Right. With a constant like lack of stress on the neck. Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm cheap, and you know, I'm not like ruining any like big, you know, nice piece of wood. Like not some old nice tree is getting shit on. Right. You know, like it's these dumb trees. You know, these dumb cheap trees that I'm screwing up. Not this is a piece of redwood from California. So this is a real machine here, and I just feel like you can really tell, man. I mean, I wasn't spoiled. I had friends that had incredible guitars growing up. I'd just be like, whatever, dude. Like my mom just found this one for $100 at a pawn shop. How do you feel about that?
Right.
You know, and like that's how I was. That's how I grew up. Just because my parents weren't about to spend, you know, $1,500, $2,000 on a guitar. They weren't going to do that.
Right.
You know, but when you can, on something that like you've done the research on and you feel good about, when you can spend that kind of money, man, like you don't never have to tune it. You never have to set it up again. You know what I'm saying? It plays great all the time. You know, you just got to keep it, you know, under a humidifier if you're, you know, in the desert like I am. You know, and that's pretty much the only thing you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, keep it away from the salt wherever you're at. You know, I don't know if you're by the beach or anything.
Oh God, I've completely ruined guitars, especially working on the cruise ships when you're just out in that salt air all the time. And yeah, I've always been, you know, I have a couple guitars that are near and dear, but even then, you know, I didn't spend thousands of dollars on them. But you know, certainly when you gig every day, you got to have your guitars that are just workhorses. You know, that you play and abuse because that's what they're there for. They're the soldiers. You know.
Have you ever done the carbon fiber?
You know, I have played them and I have not liked them. And you know, going even to like Ovation guitars with the carbon back, they just, you know, they don't. I don't know. I never dug them.
I've played a couple Rain songs that are really awesome. A Rain song guitar is pretty dope as far as the carbon fiber ones, and but yeah, there's something about the sound. Like you know, what we plug in, that's what we do. That's our job. You know, you have to go through a PA. So I mean, you can always make anything sound good like that.
Exactly.
Make it sound, but there, you know, if you pick it up and you're at your house and you don't like it, then you're kind of just like,
exactly.
Well, I hate this thing. You know, I don't like it. Let's burn it.
It's exactly what happened. You know, I was always a Takamine player. And when I finally ran mine into the ground on the ships, and I went to the store to buy a new one, I picked up half a dozen Takaminis, and then I picked up the Taylor Big Baby. And I just kept coming back to that guitar, and I was like, this guitar sounds beautiful. So I bought it, and you know, and I've now since run that guitar into the ground. So they just keep going.
I've bought a couple Taylors for sure.
Yeah, and now I play a Telecaster almost every show, so that lasts a little longer.
Oh, you do now?
I do.
You know, playing electric every night is so much easier, dude.
Bro, you're telling me.
Ever since I got this guy, I actually started playing a Tele at my gigs every night too. This actually has Tele pickups in it. So the original design of this guitar is their gold foil, and the gold foil is a really awesome sound. But for what I want to do, this just got me way more low end and way more clarity and everything for the Tele pickups. These are called Rio Grande pickups. They're made out of Houston.
Nice.
And so playing electric every night is so much better, dude. Oh my God. Like your fingers, like there's no feedback. You can crank it.
It's so funny.
You know what I mean?
Well, because I started.
All the effects work.
I started doing like a one-man band show, and so I use the guitar. I use an octave pedal for my bass runs that I play mainly with my thumb, and I play an entire like electronic drum kit with my feet, right? So trying to like figure out how to mix all that together. The acoustic just didn't trigger the octave pedal like I liked, and it created weird sounds. So when I started bringing the electric in,
which octave pedal do you use?
I just use the Super Octave 3, right?
Okay, yeah.
3.
And that one just attacks. You can just attack the A and the B strings, right?
Exactly. That's why I got it.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sweet. And because
for sure.
because it's an electric guitar, it really zones in on those strings.
No doubt.
So it's better. And now, you know, I use Fender has an app for Amplitude that you can put on your iPad, and it emulates a great Fender stack, and it's so nice, and it sounds great, and I can play as loud as I want or as absolute quiet, because I generate with the exception of my voice and whatever sound that the strings make when you're plucking them, I generate zero sound stage volume. So it's just whatever I mix into the speakers. So I can be in a coffee shop doing my whole show, and it's fine, you know.
Yeah, but it is the technology nowadays. It really is awesome, and then it's really awesome to meet like, you know, like purist folk bluegrass people that play just the best guitars, and they're the best at it.
Yep.
You know, it's so nice to have to know like there's all this tech and you can do just whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
And then there's someone over here just playing a piece of wood, and it's the most comforting, soothing thing ever. You know, and like you just feel like somebody's God in their music. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's
like, it's really,
that's how I feel about Abby Owens. How she could just night after night get up and
that's what I was talking
sing
about.
her face off.
I didn't want to give her that on this thing.
Right. Well, I don't know if she's tuned in, but she deserves it because you're hard pressed to find somebody, at least in this area, that can sit on stage with their guitar, sing their hearts out, and play their guitars and just melt faces. And she does it night after night. It's incredible.
It's funny. I think my soul like looks for both. Like, because I've met a lot of tech people out here that are just brilliant, and like, you know, how I got this guitar was through some of those connections. But then probably my closest friend out here, his name is Chad Gregory, and he's like the dude version of Abby's soul. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yin and yang, yeah.
Yeah, and he's the same way. Like, I'll bring my acoustic over there, and he's like, "Why did you buy that?"
Oh,
and
no.
I'm like, "Number one, bro, that was a gift. Okay, so like, this wasn't my fault. All right, somebody gave me that. This one I bought. He didn't like this one either. You know, but
That's
like
funny.
the dude has like he's a lot like Abby, where they just they grew up in that realm of music where if it doesn't have soul and you can't feel it, then it's dog shit. Period. You know what I'm saying? It means nothing to them if like there
just
isn't
not
like this.
not pop lovers at all. It's so
Oh my
funny.
god, no! And I love both.
Yeah,
and, like,
same, man. I'm all about
playing
it.
with Abby, when I was out there playing with Abby, that was the best. I love playing with my band. Playing with Jedi Magic Carousel was the best. Playing with her, the fact that it only needed two of us to reach that same feeling for me was like, well, that's pretty special. I guess I should move away. You know, like,
Yeah, this is getting too serious. I'm gonna have to.
you guys
jet.
are great. All of you are great. I think I'm gonna move very far away from all of you. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well,
'cause
speaking of moving, you mentioned that you were originally from St. Louis. What brought you down to the Treasure Coast to begin with?
I had I was in a band. I'd started a band called Send Money with one of my best friends.
God, it's so relevant now.
We are, yeah, dude. Our Facebook's still up. We get hits from all over the world. Like, are you going to send us anything? I'm like, no, that's not the point. This is about, like, rich people. We were like Incubus and Red Hot Chili Peppers and Rage Against the Machine had a baby. So
Nice.
it was great. But we had all of the problems that bands have. Drugs, drinking, girls, ego. Where's the band going? Who's the leader? Who's writing the songs? Who's paying for this? All that shit. And I called my dad, who was in Florida, and I would just complain about it daily, you know, and all the time. And he called me, and he just said, if you come to Florida, I work at Manatee Island in Port Salerno,
Oh, no.
and I guarantee they will hire you to play once a week if you come down here and play.
How about
So for months I was like, whatever, Dad, I'm not doing it. I'm my own man, and this is my life, and I do whatever I want. And I'm like 22, and I'm like, whatever, Dad. And then one day I just couldn't take it anymore. The band wasn't doing anything. We're all fighting, blah, blah, blah. And I just said, fuck it. And I packed my shit, and I quit my job. I was working at a casino. I was parking cars as a valet attendant, and I hated it. And I walked out. I just told him, I said, I'm going to go play music with my dad and bail. And that's what I did. I packed all my stuff, and I drove down there, and I auditioned on a Friday night, and I did really, really bad. I think I only knew like 4 whole songs to sing all the words and do it.
Nice.
So I just looped. I looped stuff for 3 hours. I didn't even take a break. That's how annoying I was. I didn't even take a break. I just played 3 hours, and I barely sang.
Oh, man.
The dude came up to me. He's like, "It was great. See you next week."
Killer. I mean, it's so funny. But like, and then it exploded after that. I found myself in a Zoom chat, which is now a thing due to all of this. So I was in a Zoom chat with a bunch of random people that I didn't really know, save a couple. But I got to meet Joe from Fresh Catch. the trombone player from Fresh Catch, and so we were talking about podcasts and all this thing, and I had mentioned to him that you were going to be on my show, and he was like, man, he's like, that kid came into town like a tornado. He came in here, and all of a sudden, Deal James was just everywhere. He came in and had every gig in a matter of a few weeks. He was like, it was amazing. And,
listen, man,
I mean,
I had been playing. I appreciate that, and that's really cool. It's funny because I had went into the guitar shop off Canner and US 1 like the next day, and to get some strings, and they were like, "Did you guys hear about that kid?"
No way.
Fort Salerno. And I was like, I didn't say anything. I was like, this town could not be that fucking small, man. Like, I was like, and I was really bad. Like, I didn't get it. Like, I think I got really drunk by the end of the night. I don't even remember. I remember getting home with my dad and like just counting the money and just being stoked that I made like $50 and I got to drink for free.
Right.
You know, I was just like, what are you talking about? But man, I had been able to sing and play since I was like 16, and I didn't do anything with it. Like, I think I was afraid. I think I let other people's opinions or judgments about my voice or just the whole thing just get in my head. Hey, fuck you. What'd I say? Come here, little girl. Why don't you come here and be on the show? So, anyways, I never did anything with it. And whenever I moved to Florida, I kind of told myself, to stop being scared and to get it done, and to like be all about it. Little girl.
Oh man, we're on Cribs.
We're getting the tour.
Ladies and gentlemen, MTV Cribs.
Hey, little girl. You be nice. Be nice. Come here.
Oh, look at this little nugget.
It's my little goose.
Is her name Peanut?
Her name's Gilly, but I call her little girl. All right, so come in here with me. We're so cool because we can't ruin the shot for everybody. Okay?
All that sound coming out of that little puppy.
Yeah, right?
She only barks. She rarely barks, man. So she's hearing something out there, and I'm not taking care of it. I'm not going and being a dad about it. So, anyways.
Scary times. Don't go out there.
When I got to Florida, I just kind of said, I'm not fucking around anymore. And I'm really not going to let any opportunity pass me by. And I'm just going to say yes to, man, I said yes to everything, dude. I said yes. I met strangers and they're like, why don't you come down to Deerfield Beach and play at my party? And I would just go. Like, I didn't think about it.
You got to do what you got to do, especially when you're just trying to crack into something,
Dude, I was like doing drugs in the bathroom with people, and I'm just like, and I never even done drugs before. I'd only like drank, and I was just like, whatever you guys say, man.
Welcome to Florida.
It meant like just girls that I would never ever I would not have done that. And I just said, I said yes to everybody and everything all the time.
Like that Jim Carrey movie, The Yes Man.
Dude, for real. No, that's seriously what I thought about. I was just like, you've done your whole life like not putting your stuff out there, not putting yourself out there. And then I got there and I was like, dude, if you're gonna do this, because I had a great band, and like, I could have like grown up in St. Louis and like kept working on it, but I was just like, fuck it, dude, if you're gonna leave, you better make it worth it. And like a year later, like I remember seeing like a video or something of somebody at Terra Firmata, and I had totally forgot, like I had my name on the back of the stage, and I was just like, oh my God, you really did say yes. You said yes to everything. I was like, sweet, man. So, all right, you can be a good girl. Stay here if you be a good girl.
Aw. So, I don't know if you were able to hear it, but during the countdown, I had a couple of your songs playing. One of my favorite tunes that I've heard from you was off of the Afterglow record. It's called Cause and Effect. It's, in my opinion, it's my favorite cut off of that record.
Thanks, man.
I remember when it came out and I was listening, I was like, I put it on repeat. I was like, this song's awesome. So
Thanks,
what inspired that tune?
Oh, I mean, a girl, like all the other, like, what else inspires?
Right. That's the correct
songs.
answer. Ding, ding.
It was a girl. I think, at least for me, I don't know about other artists, but, there's definitely a lot of, there's just a lot of fear you're scared you're not good enough. And also when it comes to love and relationships and stuff like that, you're scared that you're scared it's not going to work. You're scared you're going to hurt somebody. You're scared that it's a waste of time. You're scared that, it's all bullshit. You know what I mean? And that was kind of me just stringing something along. And that it was kind of like a shit or get off the pot, and just kind of expecting yourself to fail. And you're kind of like just trying to get rid of that. And where I came up with those chords, I have no idea. And
so good, dude. It's so good.
Thanks, man. I was joking with my friends the other day. I was like, this is the best song that has zero melody, if you think about it. There's like no decent melody in the vocals at all, and it still like kind of works. And I played it with Jack one night, Jack Sheehan, and he literally looked at me and he said, that song could really use a melody. I was like, sure.
You definitely, there's no
guy.
possible way to follow that if you're trying to play along. Like, you have to know that song.
That's what he said.
But like, man, what a cool, just like I mentioned, man, your style and the way that you play.
Thanks, man.
Is I've always been a fan. I've always, Jordan, I've always said, hey, Adil's playing at Vine. We should pop in and grab a beer and listen, or wherever you were playing. Twisted Tuna.
That's awesome.
Had you out there.
Well, I'll tell you what. The first time I saw you play with your whole setup, I went home and rethought my life for a good few days. I was like, this dude's kicking a drum and singing a song and doing some loops, and he's mashing everything up. I thought I did the mashups. This guy's out here mashing up for 3 full hours. I can't believe this guy. So I went home and thought about it, and I even started kicking on my drums and stuff like that. And I was just like, I'm not doing that. That's a lot of work. He's probably taken 3 trips to his car. I don't want to do that. I'm not.
Too many trips.
I finally got it. Well, that's when I decided to make the move to the electronic kit, man. And I expanded, but also
sacrificed an arm.
Yeah, I did. I blew
got a big bag.
Blew a biceps tendon out packing that shit in the car.
So there was a price.
There was a price. There's always a price. But yeah, so I expanded and then condensed everything. So now I could fit it all on one cart and make a move, and then the PA goes on the cart, and I got a big ass van now, so that's helpful. Nice. A big van that's now.
What are you doing with all that now? What are you doing with all that stuff now?
You're looking at it. It's all
good job. This is a really great idea, and you look great. So I like.
Thanks, man.
It's a profesh.
Yeah. So you mentioned also the Jedi Magic Carousel, which was a powerhouse of a group. Like, you had some really big Treasure Coast names in that, and you guys had a groove that was insane. They got to hear a little bit of it in your little intro video. But
cool, man.
What a funky group. And we got to see that at the Macaroni Festival, or the Mac and Cheese Festival out there in Tradition a couple years back. How did that come together?
Well, first of all, I saw there's a band that Ron Hart booked at Terra called Freak Bass, Freek, Freak Bass, and he was this dude out of he called himself Freak, which I thought was the greatest thing ever. And he just played bass, and he had a saxophone player and a drummer, and they were the best. I was like, and I feel like I've heard this name. I've definitely heard Freak Bass before. Yeah, and I got out of bed. I saw a clip of them on Instagram, and I was just like, and I got out of bed and I went. And I usually didn't do that at all, ever. So I got out of bed and I went and saw them, and I was just like, I need to do that, because I grew up listening to a lot of rock music. I did grow up listening to Pink Floyd and Incubus and Rage Against the Machine. But before that, when I was younger, my mom was always playing Stevie Wonder and Elton John and Billy Joel, and there's just a pop funk element, of course, to Stevie, but to the other ones too. And a lot of Santana, a lot of Earth, Wind and Fire, and I was just like, it just made me so happy. It made me happy. And I was just like, I take my acoustic, my songs, I take all that shit so seriously. And like, one, you shouldn't do that. I mean, but I was just taking it all, and I was just like, I just really want to have fun. So I just went into Raincat and I just started writing a funk song. And I was doing everything. I played the bass and I played the keyboards, and Brian played drums, and I was just trying to figure everything out. And then Brian was kind of the first dude to be like, you really need to start a band. So I was like, cool, will you play drums for me? And
like you do, then, right to the source.
Yeah. I'm just like, well, it's your idea, bro. You're coming with me. So it took about a year to get the right. Brian was really busy because he owns a studio, which should be his first priority. I must have went through like 3 different drummers, 3 different bass players. You know what I mean? I went through, and I didn't care. Like, I was like, I'm running this as a business. Like, I want this to work. I don't really care who's friends and who's not. Like, I want this to work. And I just really found the most talented dudes that weren't, the worst to be around at the same time.
Yeah, that's incredibly helpful when you have people that are like-minded but also not assholes.
I think the first thing when starting band is, do I like you?
Yeah, it should be.
Like,
it should be anyway.
Yeah, your talent is probably like just under that. Like they're probably like neck and neck. Like, do I really like to be around you? And so first it was just me, Xander's brother, which I'm sure he hates being called that. Xander James's brother, Max Patrick. Yeah, who led his band, the Hotbox Band. And so first it was just me and Brian, and I had a bass player. And me and Max were at a party, and we were having a good time on this balcony, and there was a keyboard up there, and we started like playing together, like on this keyboard. And I was like, dude, you're in my band. Be there on Tuesday. It's downtown. just be there. We're going to be there.
He's a gnarly keys player, man. He's awesome.
Oh, dude. He's a gnarly everything. You should hear. He's hiding somewhere in the country. I don't. He's in a bunker somewhere. I don't know what he's doing. But he's rapping now, and I don't know if he's gonna like that I'm telling people that, but he is, and it's fucking really good.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first.
Everything he's ever done is fucking good. He's gonna be mad that I said that. But anyways, so then it was us. It was a 4-piece, and then at the end of one show, I was like, let's jam, and then let's have Sweet Butter Joe come up there for the end of it. Joe goes up there and he does what he does. He absolutely kills it. And me and him together on stage was like really, really special. Playing with him, like dancing with him and vibing off him was awesome. And then I was just like, all right, so you're in the band now. and
like it or not, here you are.
Then we had another big show. So this was also my first kind of experiment in branding. We had a really cool logo that me and my sister, Hannah Maria Art, .com, we worked on a logo and made sure that it was really cool and it meant something and it was easy to pick out. And every show I tried to make it special. I tried to only have one show every few months. I tried to make sure we only played like in cool spaces. Like I didn't say yes to every gig in that. I tried to say, do I see the band there? Yes or no? Is it going to be cool? And I didn't even worry about money, man. Like I came out of my own pocket a bunch. And then so we had another big show, and then Xander, who he should be getting more work like this. I don't know why he's not. On percussion, Xander is an absolute monster. And there's no reason for it, and there's no explanation for it besides there's something in him that was meant to play these hand drums. And he's fucking incredible. And also he's a great singer.
Yep.
So then we had another backup singer. We go and do this show. By that time, we had Tom Holla on, who's the polka drummer for the Alex Meixner band, which is how we met Joe.
Oh, man.
And I
a polka band. Awesome.
Once upon a time, and he was too busy or some shit, and then he was like whining to me at a party, like, how come I'm not in your band? And I was like, whatever, bro. So literally a couple weeks later, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna fire the guy I got if you're in, dude. Like I'll fire him right now. If that's what you're gonna be in this band, like I'm in. That's what I want. So we do this show. I think it was at the Brewhouse Gallery in Lake Park, and we do this version of Another Brick in the Wall. And for some reason, something happened. My pedal board goes out. Something happens, and Tommy and Xander do a drum solo together, playing with each other, and it's like the most primal, funkiest, dopest thing. And of course, I'm taking all the credit for it.
Yeah, I put this together.
this is my idea. I'm like conducting it. Like, yeah, you go there now. You know what I'm saying? And it was so awesome, dude. And then after that, it was just like we're just off to the races, man. You know, that was it.
So, what happened? What? You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know the Treasure Coast has its pits and valley, or the peaks and valleys here. What happened? What got you to leave all that and move out to the desert?
I quit drinking, and I just didn't want to be out there anymore. You know, I mean, that's pretty much. It's
a great reason,
the short version of
you know
because
I mean? It really, this is a tough place to be sober.
Be sober, yeah, in general.
Yeah,
just in general.
You know, I quit drinking, and here's the thing, and you know, I think you realize it more now, is that there is a ceiling in certain places, but then you also have a ceiling on yourself. You know, the internet. Look, I'm across the country. We're talking to each other right now.
Right. Exactly.
I definitely have no regrets, but at the same time, that ceiling it's really more within it. It's within yourself. It's not so much. And at that time, I didn't feel like I could stay there and do what I had to do for myself. I also have family out here. My dad's out here. My mom's whole side of her family is out here. And I had some other personal reasons why I wanted to get out of there. I had been there for 6 years, and it just kind of felt like you should go.
Stuck in a rut, yeah.
And I'll tell you something else. I don't know if we have time for this moment, but recently I wasn't really done with moving. I was going to move to New York on April 1st of this year. And I went there on March 1st to sign a lease. And March 3rd, the whole world took a big shit.
Oh, wow.
You know, I was going to...
And my birthday was on the 2nd.
Yep.
Right in the middle of it.
Right
it's okay.
middle.
Yeah. I got it in just in time.
I was... a little birdie called me today, and we were having a little Deal James chit-chat. And
right on, man.
Kind of let me... Yeah, I know, man. I do my research, buddy. And it told me about a little project that was taking you up to New York. So I'm not letting anything out of the bag, but I do know,
mainly because we don't remember who. No, I'm just kidding.
Mainly because that was a bottle of wine ago.
Yeah, that was like but so deep in drinking.
There was a magical trio coming together that I'm sure will move forward once all this kind of clears out. But it was something I was very, very excited about to hear. Is there any truth to this?
Oh yeah, me, Tom Holla, and Xander James, we were gonna go, and then all this happened. And you know, not only just because New York being the center of what it was here in this country,
right.
But also just the pure. Number one, going to New York was going to be a huge gamble if everything was fine.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
If everything was working, if everything was shooting on all cylinders, going to New York was a huge, you know, I usually don't care what people think, or, you know, you try really hard not to care what people think. But man, I got so much, wow, New York, you're really going to do that? You know what I mean?
You're going to be that guy.
Yeah. It's the big leagues, man.
So much,
that's
man.
the real scene.
I really didn't care. And then all this happened. And, you know, just the fact that the main way you make money is, like, aside from working in a restaurant, you know, our profession, you know, they canceled Coachella, man. And, like, only 100 people had, there was only 100, like, under 200, like, fatal cases here. And they canceled Coachella. They canceled the NBA. I was watching a game, and they canceled it. And I'm just like, you really want to go there now?
Yeah.
And personally, I was like, no, I don't. You know, I didn't want to go anymore because you don't know when this is all going to be done. And, you know, personally, in my situation, I don't know how much money I'm going to have left when it all is over.
Right.
And I don't know what I'm going to do to make, you know, I know what I'm going to do, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't. There's so many question marks.
The thing is, and the reality is that it's still going to be there. At the end of this tunnel, the opportunities are still going to be there. It's going to be a wildly different landscape, which in I've always, or at least tried to take solace in, this is now uncharted territory. So we all have a level chance to go and burn some trails and create something that hasn't been done before. We now have this blank canvas in terms of music scenes and how we present art to listeners. You saw the live stream thing just exploded, and not just on a local level, or kids doing karaoke in their bedrooms.
I see a bunch of crazy people. I have no idea who they are now, even when I don't want to. On Instagram you can choose to go see that. But now on Facebook you're just like, whoa,
you're inundated.
Who are all these people?
It's just like walking into your favorite bar and there's an artist playing that you've never seen before, and you're like, okay, no, I could do this. Or you're like, well, this is bad, I got to go to another bar. But now we're just doing it in our underpants in our houses. Now
you don't have to close out your tab.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I should probably close out my tab at my home bar sometimes, but another story.
Hey, I don't blame you, man. Let it be known. I don't blame you, bro.
Oh yeah,
it's tough.
It's tough. Well, to make it a little less tough, what do you say? You want to play a game? Yeah, we're gonna play a game. All right, you guys. We're gonna play a little game called Name That Tune.
Fancy.
Yes, name that tune. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Too kind.
Thank you. Calm down. So I made this Name This Tune list with you in mind, Deal. This is this is going to be stuff that I'm sure that you hold near and dear, but also it's 3 songs, so it's not a big deal. But there may be one in here that when you perform and I see you perform, this what you reminds me. Anyway, I'm just fangirling just a little bit here. So the way that we do this is we let the live viewers kind of chime in first. So if you know the answer, just keep it to yourself at first, and we'll see if anybody chimes into our comments here, and Jordan will call them out, see if they get it first. Otherwise, I'll ask you what you think. I could probably tell by your facial expressions whether you know it or not. So
I don't know. Well, now I'm gonna fake my
poker face.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't heard any of the music you've talked about streaming so far, like in the background. I haven't heard anything yet, so I'm hoping I can hear it.
Yeah, let's see what happens. This is a different program. It's like a soundboard program. Okay, cool. Hopefully you'll be able to hear this one. I'm gonna crank it up a little bit so you can hear. Are you ready for your first clue?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Are you guys paying?
Little girl, I have to focus.
Here we go. First song. Yeah, okay. All right, you guys at home, chime in to Jordan. She will stop me in my tracks to see if you got that answer. Here it is one more time. Now that I listened back after I cut it, it's pretty easy.
I like that. I like how you only do that little bitty clip. I like that.
Yeah, man. Some of them, sometimes I do it and it's like one note. The first, I had to like extend it a little bit because people were like, we have no idea. And I'm like, I know what it is, but then I remember I'm the one that put it together. So
silly goose.
We got it. I don't think. My sister's got one coming in.
That recording, I think at the time when I first heard it, it gave me a lot of confidence for like recording at home.
Yeah.
Because I remember listening to it, I'm just like, is that really like? Is that the recording? Is that because the first time I heard that song, it's Neon by John Mayer.
That's right.
Nice. Yay.
I thought I've only heard that live, and I think it was the light, Live by the Light.
Oh, dude, and that was the greatest live version of that song I've ever heard. He's a beast, man. By the way, you remind me when I first saw you, like your style and the way that you perform. And really remind. And John Mayer is a hero to me. Like he's our generation's Eric Clapton and Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan all wrapped into one, as far as I'm concerned.
For sure, and especially at a commercial level. Yeah. And I don't think anybody can say that they weren't influenced by him and that grew up in this time. I mean, because he made guitar pop again. Yeah. He made guitar popular in a time where it hadn't been since, singing rock songs was still popular, but he made playing guitar efficiently. He made it cool. He made it cool again.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm sure people could say, sometimes he's not my favorite. Sometimes he is my favorite when he opens his mouth.
That's what Jordan
Yeah,
over
I
there.
used to be a huge John Mayer hater, but
Oh, God.
now I have an appreciation.
I know.
for
I
him.
had to reel her in. I was like, listen, you have to get down on some of this
I
guy's stuff.
always affiliated him with like guy version of Nora Jones for some reason. I just was always like, they should be together. They're like the same, but boy girl. But I don't know why. But
I'm super weird about him. If you follow his Instagram, he's hilarious. Like I could watch him make jokes and funny videos. He's hilarious. When you read his quotes, you're just like, dude, like the sun doesn't revolve around you, bro. Like, but he's, as a performer, as a guitar player, his knowledge, I mean, his tone, he's the best. Anyways,
yeah, and he makes the guitar look easy. Like,
Oh my
yeah, I
God,
feel like
yeah.
watching him, I'm like, oh, I could do that. And then I go to do it, and I'm like, yeah, I have no idea
Big time.
what to do at all. But
when I saw that live version, I was so obsessed. And I met this kid at a party. Me and my sister were running around in high school, and I don't even remember, but this kid taught me how to play that song just one night, just real quick. It was like we were in and out of that place, and he was playing it, and I said, you have to fucking teach me that right now.
Nice.
And his last name's Baker. That's all I can remember. I think his brother is Brad Baker, or he's Brad Baker. I can't remember. But I know that he taught me that song, and I'll never forget that. Because if I would have read that tab or tried to listen to it, I would have never sat there and done that. But he taught me that song, and then I listened to the original recording, and I was like, "This recording sucks." I was
Yeah, it's
these are like programmed drums, and this is like a Logic. This is like an amp on the computer. I'm just like, what is this, man? I didn't get it. I was waiting for like the whole mix to like drop in after the intro, and then it never does, and I was just very.
Yeah, it's.
I didn't get it. The live version is.
Yeah,
insane.
the song definitely. That's one of those songs that just get better with age. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you ready for your second clue? All right, here we go. Next clue here, and name that tune.
oh, you're like stumping me this evening.
All right, I'm going to give it to you one more time, guys. Feel free to chime in with your guesses.
I think I'm gonna be wrong, but I think if I'm close to being right, it's because the beat is the same as a D'Angelo song. I'm wrong.
Let's go away from D'Angelo.
Oh.
It's a little bit. Remember that this playlist is personalized to you.
I'll listen to D'Angelo.
What are you saying?
Here we go. Here it is. One more time.
What are you saying,
One more
bro?
time.
Okay, one more time.
I like that beat though. I might have to sample that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's like virtually. It's not the same sounds, but it's like the same beat as Sugar Daddy by D'Angelo. But I don't know that one.
It's not D'Angelo.
Yeah.
It is, however, Animal Spirits by Wolfbeck.
Oh my God!
Come on. I don't even know what that is.
Which
you couldn't give
which
me.
you told me.
You couldn't give me the main.
Yeah,
riff.
I couldn't do that.
give me the
I
main
couldn't
riff.
do that. He told me that
couldn't
was
give me
his
the main
favorite
riff.
song. So
Oh, gosh, deal.
Well, let me tell you. I don't have a favorite song. I was gonna dispute that.
okay.
You just have a song. Whatever's the song you liked that day.
That's fair.
Is kind of like I just and anyways. So over my birthday in September, me and Xander went to New York because I had tickets to see Wolfpack at Madison Square Garden.
They're awesome, by the way.
I woke up oh my God, they're incredible, and it was one of those moments. It was the moment where I was like, "Fuck it, dude, you should live here and play funk because it makes you happy." And we were there, and they just came out with that record it's you can stream the live at Madison Square Garden, and I was listening to that, and man, that song just made me feel so good that day, and just being there, remembering every little riff, every little fill, every like little quip and little thing they did. Like we can always just say that we were there, and that was like just a really, really awesome thing. Like someone's live record, you were there,
right?
Yeah,
and
cool.
also for a band that got famous on YouTube and Spotify and that doesn't have an agent and sold out the biggest venue in the country, arguably.
Right.
So to be there for that, for all of that, to go there with Xander, to hang out with Ryan. We played a show on a rooftop in next to the Empire State Building. We played in a speakeasy, like underground. Like it was fucking awesome, man. That whole trip. And like, yeah, I mean, I got on the plane coming home and I was like, I'm going there.
Jacked up, ready to rock and roll.
That's where
I love
I'm going.
it.
And yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm surprised that you didn't get that one.
Well, listen to Sugar Daddy by D'Angelo and tell me that beat's
I
not
might have
the
to
same.
pull it up.
Yeah.
All right. Last and final clue. If you don't get this one, then we might have to end our friendship. Are you ready? Is Gilly ready?
I see she's over there perking up.
All right. Last and final clue. Here we go.
Yeah.
Is that even a real song?
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
The Star Wars.
Yeah.
Did you like?
One of the stars.
How did you feel about Rise of Skywalker?
You know, I didn't hate it. I watched it just recently.
Is that the one we watched?
That's the one we watched.
I liked it because I had no idea what was going on. It was easy to follow because I've never really seen any of them. So I was like, I feel like I understand what's going on here.
She had no clue.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, but I also didn't. It didn't give me closure. I don't know if that makes any sense. It was like I watched something and I was like, that was very cool to watch, and I was like, I don't feel like this is the end of anything. But it was very nostalgic. It was very cool to see where they went and where they kind of pulled these story ideas from. But at the same time, it was a little kind of I don't know, off the ranch.
I love when Sidious like just destroys the fleet. That's my favorite when he electrocutes the whole
I will
fleet.
admit the last probably 30 minutes of the film was my favorite. Like when it all started kind of coming together, I was like, okay, this feels like Star Wars now.
Yeah. I feel like we've all been very, very spoiled with really high quality storytelling on TV and high quality storytelling in a lot of superhero movies. I think when the Dark Knight trilogy came out, I think that really kicked everybody's ass. And I think everyone kind of thought like, hey, it's all supposed to be like that and look like that.
Yeah.
And it's not. You know what I mean? Christopher Nolan, he does what he does, and Jon Favreau did what he did. Like, and they kind of, and I think we do kind of expect like Star Wars, whenever the new one came out in this day and age, to kind of like be deep and compelling and like be dark and like kind of throw you for some twists and turns and be a little like gruesome at times. And like, I really liked Rogue One. I thought that was bomb.
Yeah,
man.
I agree. I thought that was
whole
probably
movie.
the better out of in terms of storytelling. I think they really went back and with that film, I did feel closure that the original trilogy could begin. Like, I feel like they really, really put that together well.
Yeah, and honestly, man, a lot of the cartoons like Clone Wars and Rebels, like those shows really gave you what you wanted while still staying true to their nature, which it is for kids, but like the lightsaber battles and everything in there, like, and all your favorite Jedis are in there. But, the new ones, I know what they're trying to do. Honestly, I really like Kylo Ren. I think he's pretty dope. I didn't understand why people were hating on him when the first one came out. But
Because he's scary looking.
Yeah.
He's, he's a military man. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be.
I mean, like,
scary,
no, just the
right?
actor.
She just thinks his face
Adam
is
Driver
scary.
is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I love him because I watched him in Girls and stuff. I love him, but
God.
he's scary in the best way.
Yeah.
To be
But
it's hard to retrofit something that's so beloved, kind of like what they did with the new Picard television show.
I didn't watch that yet, but I heard that was really good.
I did not enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah, it did not.
Except for the opening scene.
Yeah, the nostalgia got me in my feels. sitting by myself eating hot dogs, watching Picard in the middle of the afternoon, like crying like a infant on a couple parts, you know. But for as far as like the story goes, it didn't do it for me. But definitely watch it, especially if you like Trek at all and make your own opinion. But
is that what the cool kids?
Did you like the
all the cool
Star
kids.
Trek the movies?
I loved all the movies, and
the newer movies. Did even the newer ones?
I did with Chris Pine. Totally enjoyed them.
Yeah.
I enjoyed them because they were fast and fun, and they weren't digging for substance. Like you said, they didn't have to be compelling. They were fun films to watch. With Picard, they were really trying to dig in create this moving thing. You know, that I was just.
That's just the atmosphere of TV shows.
And you're
now,
right.
Though, man.
You're right.
Like, if you're not dark and if you're not like, you know, going against like the social norm in like this criminal way, then like you're not cool. Like Ozark is a really cool show, but to be honest, it's just Breaking Bad in a different like place.
Right, same formula,
You know
different content.
Yeah. Which is great.
Sure.
I love it because I love Breaking Bad and I like that show too. I'm just saying, like, it is kind of that's just kind of what's going on now on TV. I just watched the Stephen King show, The Outsider, and that's kind of the same thing. Like, it's just this dark, moody, you know, it's like a mystery thriller, like almost horror, but it's just like, if that's not what you're watching now, you know, that's what people are expected to watch. That's what people are watching, is just that, you know, that really deep kind of, not necessarily scary, but just kind of that gut twisting stuff. Yeah. And I think a lot of us that like comic book stuff, if you're not giving us all the things we want from the comic books, we want it to be dark and twisted. Like Daredevil, the TV show on Netflix, is awesome, and The Punisher is awesome. And then, you know, and so you kind of like see all that, and you're kind of like, is Star Wars gonna be like that? Are we gonna see like some Jedi like decapitate a dude like slowly?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like talk shit to him the whole time, like, and just deviate from the rule. We're gonna cry and like destroy like a control center, and it's like, oh
right.
well.
Bummer, and that's what we get. But you know what?
Then we're gonna keep torturing people. You know,
it was definitely fun to see lightsabers on the big screen again. So the Star Wars, for that reason alone, if that was it, it's nice to see that, because I love nostalgia. You could throw it to me all the time, and I'll eat it up.
Did you feel nostalgia on the last episode of Mandalorian with the dark saber reveal?
I haven't watched it yet.
I've only watched the first episode.
Yeah.
But I love Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
So
Jordan watched it so that she could see Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
I haven't.
It's on the list.
I haven't gotten into it yet.
List, yeah.
I'm kind of waiting to where I could really appreciate it. I just haven't had the opportunity to sit down. I'm not a big TV watcher anyway. I'm not very big into watching TV shows unless it's very short sitcom type, episodic type things. But I do want to get into that because people are raving about it. So
it's, you know, man, it's Jon Favreau did it, and so you're kind of getting the same kind of Marvel storytelling, if you would. But like they kind of like keep it episodic, like it's kind of like an adventure every episode. So like some of it have nothing to do with the larger story arc. It's just like, what's he gonna get into this week? You know,
right. I love that.
Which
That's the kind of shit I like, man.
Then you'll love it, dude.
All right, I'll check it out.
At the end, if you did watch any of the Clone Wars cartoons, there's some pretty awesome like tie-ins from that, which is
nice. I did watch that cartoon,
which is pretty awesome.
I did because I say I don't watch a lot of TV, but boy, I'll put cartoons on all day. I love it.
Dude, me too.
Love animation.
So true.
Yeah,
she knows. She knows.
I one time bought like the Hulu package to watch all of the DC movies, all the DC cartoon movies.
Nice.
Because I was so mad that the live one sucked. So I was like, I'm gonna go back and watch Batman Doom because it's the best.
Hey man, if the storytelling is better, why not? Yes. You know.
Yeah.
What do you say? You wanna jam another tune for us?
I'm gonna do your song.
Yeah.
Ooh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna. Tony Espinosa just sent me a brand new video that I didn't get to.
Oh yeah, did you?
I did.
Okay, good.
I did see that.
Okay, good. I thought maybe you did.
So, under the wire, Tony, our midweek motivation guy, and good friend of mine, he's like, I got a new video for you. I want you to air it on your show. So I said,
Oh, cool.
okay, but like it's this massive file, so he's trying to upload it, and he's like, it says it's going to take 2 hours. So I was like, all right, man. I was like, upload it. If it's up before we get to your part, I'll plug it in and we'll go. If it's not, I'll just have to use something different. But it's here. I don't know what he's saying. I hope he's not naked in it. So we'll see.
We're gonna learn together.
We're gonna learn together. You guys, give it up for Deal James.
All right, man. I haven't played this song in a while, and I'm transposing it in my mind, but this is for you, man. I'm glad you always liked the song, and I'm really glad we met, and I'm glad that you had me on today, man. That's really cool. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Oh, 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 no, no. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 no, 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 no. Oh, oh, oh. Living color in a moving line. Past the border, you will find tender motives in an out of gold. Where's the time gone? Then she asked me again, where's the ever plan for your heart and energy? There's a cause and effect to the ones we infect with our love and our dreams. Make your move to draw her near, not too close. I can't stand here. I'm waiting for the sky to fall before I commit. And then she asked me again, was there ever plan for your heart and energy? There's a cause and effect for the ones we infect, for love and our dreams. Living color in a moving line. Past the border, you will find tender motives and out of gold. Where's the time gone? Then she asked me again, was there ever plan for your art and energy? There's a cause and effect for the ones we infect with our love and our dreams. Oh, 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 no, no. Oh, 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 oh. Ask me again, was there ever plan for your heart and energy?
Woo!
Yeah.
Love the face at the end.
It was great.
Beautiful.
And I'm so impressed that you were able to play it on that guitar, man. It was flawless to me. It was flawless.
Well, thanks, man. I'm glad you liked it. I didn't want to confuse myself because
you switched it.
Guy,
okay,
so
I was like, man, he played it flawlessly.
I was like, no, I know it on this one, and I'm just gonna do that. And I'm really trying to. So I haven't live streamed because sometimes I really like to take a break. I've taken breaks before where you just kind of want to step away from performing and kind of think of something new. And so I kind of have some new stuff working, just new songs I've learned and new songs I've written. And I have a drummer out here that I'm going to start working with and do some live streams. And I'm kind of waiting to bust out the baritone for a lot of that, just kind of like save some stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
And I'm in the same boat, when it first started, like when this all started kicking off, I kind of like jumped on the bandwagon, or I wouldn't even say I jumped on the bandwagon. Like I'd been doing this show for ages now, since January. So I was doing this, and I was doing live streams and request shows, and and I had just kind of like got this multicam setup that I was going to start bringing to my live shows, and live streaming from my live shows with multi-camera angles, and really put together, an interesting way to watch from home or watch on your shows my actual performance. So I was just starting doing live streams from the studio here, just kind of working on that, and then it all went to shit. And I was like, okay, well, I'm clearly prepared for this. And then I did a few live streams, and I really just don't do it for the same reasons as like it's kind of a nice break. It's kind of a nice break to sit and think about different kind of content and how I can approach an audience in a way that doesn't require me to be behind a guitar. And just to sit on the couch and do nothing. Like that's also really, really nice too.
Yeah, that was my political answer for why I haven't live streamed, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, this is all kind of heartbreaking. I mean, this has been a huge bummer, and really kind of like, I'm sure a lot of us are looking in the mirror right now, like, cool, you had to be a musician. Great idea. You know what I mean? Like you're just like, what the fuck, man? Just big time. And so a lot of this time too, you're kind of just trying to just get a grasp on something to hang on. And I think in this time, at least for me, music is so healing, and I kind of didn't like to talk about it like that. I thought it was kind of cheesy to kind of say stuff like that. But it's really the truth, man. I mean, this whole time, every time I felt, down or bad or unsure or anything, when I get into my room and start playing music or playing guitar and singing, like, or listening to music, even I listen to music with more appreciation right now, because it just really, I never was aware of how much music did for me. I thought I was aware. I thought I really knew how much music was healing for me. And I've known that because my whole life I played it all the time. I mean, obviously it did something for me, but I think now that it's been kind of taken away in the way that it was, I think now, at least for me, I've had a huge kind of epiphany just about how much I appreciate the power that music has for me. And I think it's probably about time that I realize how much my music does for other people, because sometimes I don't know, or I don't care to know, or I don't give it much thought or appreciation. And I think just you calling me and wanting me to be on your show and to talk to me about it, and the way you talk about all the projects I've done, I mean, I appreciate you, and I think it's about time I had more humility and appreciation for just music in general and the power it has, and that I am lucky enough, and so are you, to be a vessel of music to flow through.
Absolutely,
when
man.
a lot of
you know what I mean? Yeah, and it. I mean, obviously, I appreciate that. It's the truth. Music, especially when it's your own creation, it's a very personal thing. Even people, that crank out pop tunes, like, for somebody, that song is very personal in a way. It's like, I've said it before on this show, like, it's like having children in a way, and sometimes you're a good parent to that child, and sometimes you're a shitty parent to that child, and sometimes your kids excel and sometimes they fall behind, but that still belongs to you. And when you share that with other people, it's incredibly vulnerable for criticism or love, however it's received. And as a songwriter, it's very scary, and sometimes you put up that wall because you don't care what people think about it. It's great. It's beautiful.
As a performer, as a performer, even, you're just like, oh my God, I don't want you to hear what I do right now. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. I don't want anything to do with that. And I think that's really, it's just us being mean to ourselves. It's us putting it's you putting yourself down for really no good reason at all. Right. But it is. Some people are like that. There's some people that shamelessly put their stuff out there all the time, and they don't, and good for them, man. Sure. And it's just I think this whole time has made me appreciate what I have, and to stop really feeling like I need to be somewhere else or to be doing something else or anything like that. It's just like, you have a really good thing, and you don't need to uproot yourself again to go find this thing. You have it, and if you keep looking at things you don't have, you're going to wind up with nothing one day, ultimately, and I think that's what all of this has really done for me, just kind of this last, almost 2 months now of just thinking like, really, what the fuck? And
really, it's a great opportunity to just kind of reorganize and center your thoughts and really give yourself a jumping off point. So when things do take off, you're not just jumping back into the rat race that you were in before. Like you're a little more clever. You have a little bit more of a game plan, which is awesome. So I'm going to move along here to our next segment now that this is downloaded. This is a good pee break if you need one, deal.
I do slam this coffee. Take it to the dome.
All right, you guys. Well, we could always use a little motivation to get through the midweek, and these days it seems that the weeks just run together, like we were just talking about. Nonetheless, it's always good to keep your mind going and be motivated to be better. I've got this week's message from my good friend Tony. He's a leadership coach, and so grab a pen and paper and take some notes.
Hey.
I got it this time.
I love this kind of stuff. I love this kind of stuff.
Oh, nice.
This video just came in. It's hot off the press. I've never played this file format in here before, so we're gonna see. Tony, if you're watching, I do apologize. I was not able to cut out the 8 seconds, so we're gonna see where the 8 seconds in the beginning that he said you just cut it from there. So we'll probably see him fixing cameras and hopefully with his clothes on. Ladies and gentlemen,
or hopefully not.
Hopefully, this is your midweek motivation. Tony, you're on.
BradBrock.com. How you doing, my friend? Wednesday night, jams and cocktails. Always a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you. I know I only got a few minutes, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I want to dig right into it. Look, any of you out there, if you haven't made the decision on what changes you want to make when we get back to some kind of normalcy, shame on you. I know everyone out there wants to make some changes in their life, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you out right now on how to start making those steps to make the changes that you want. From the time we are 4 or 5 years old, when we start noticing ourselves, when we start to have awareness that we're alive, when we start falling and getting embarrassed, when people are making fun of us and you're realizing that they're picking on you, you start to have awareness around 4 or 5 years old. And at that point, you start building this little world around you. It's a safe, secure world with the things you like that make you feel comfortable. And if someone, as we get older, if anyone, from the time you start building that world, starts challenging you or says something against how your world is built, you get defensive, you get fearful, you put a wall around your world to protect it, to stay safe. You stay in your comfort zone. And a lot of us carry that into most of our life, into adulthood, onto our deathbed. And we never change our security. We never step outside our realm of comfort. So what we need to start doing is, the Buddhist monks have a word for this. It's called clinging. You're clinging onto the things that make you feel comfortable. You need to start letting go of those things. Have the emotions, enjoy life, but don't hold on to anything. Hate, love, friendship, all of that, you can have it. It's all part of you, but don't lock it in and make it part of your world. Enjoy all of the world. Experience all of the world. Stop clinging onto stuff. Start letting things go. Stuff that upsets you. When you start feeling your heart get warmed up, your blood is boiling, let it go. That's a moment. Understand it, have the emotion, and let it go. Move on. Stop holding on to the things that make you feel safe. Get out of your comfort zone. When you start letting go of the things that you're clinging on to and holding on to, and you start to realize that your world goes beyond the world of the existence that you've created. The whole world is out there. You ever heard someone say perception is reality? Bullshit. Your perception is your reality, and that's admirable, and you can own that, but your perception is not reality of the entire world. Now start letting go of the things you hold dear, the things that the world you've created. Start letting that go and start experiencing the entire world. When you get to that point, spiritually, emotionally, and you find out who you really are, you will be shocked at the person you are inside. You are not your possessions. You are not the world you created. You are a unique individual and you have purpose, you have value. Quit letting the world you've created own you. Break down those walls, break down those barriers, be comfortable being uncomfortable. Feed your fears. Do not let your fears hold you down. Feed them and move on from them and start letting yourself become part of the world that is out there. It's vast and it's amazing and you're awesome and I love you. BradBrock.com. Thank you. Jams and cocktails. I got my wine. One love, baby. God bless.
Yes.
I do not think that was a single pour.
That was not a single pour. Tony Espinosa. That was a great midweek motivation and
Yeah.
right up the alley. Deal didn't get to hear it, unfortunately.
Well, just give me the highlights real quick, man. Give me the what was the message?
The message basically was you have to let go of the things that are not serving you currently. And take time to, if you're upset or feel lost, or when you get angry about things, feel that emotion, take that emotion in, and then let it go. Get the experience from it, and then let it go. Don't let it fester. Don't sit around and stew in your anger. You gotta move on, because if it's a thing that you can change, you go and change it. If it's something that you can't change, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah, and I feel like it goes along with the message of like, words only have as much effect over you as you let them have over you.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Exactly.
More or less, basically.
So,
was.
I'm really glad.
It was good.
I'm glad that he got that
I
video
agree with
through.
that.
Which sounds
I
kind of
think,
crazy, but like when you think about
there's
it.
a dude. Oh no, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, that was it. Just like when you think about it, like, yeah, really, words like someone could call you this or that, and it's like they're just words. It's how we internalize
right back to
it.
Sticks and stones,
Yeah.
But
Me and some of my closest friends are wannabe philosophy majors.
love it.
And I've read a lot of. We send me and some of my close friends. We send each other a lot of stuff in the philosophical realm, and of course we don't know shit, but you really try.
Sure.
And I think there's a dude named Alan Watts that talks about something called the backwards law, and it's kind of like, essentially it's just putting a name on, if you keep asking for something, you're gonna get it. And and that also goes for negative things. If you keep saying, well, I really hope I don't get a flat tire. I hope I don't get a flat tire. I hope I don't get a flat tire. And then you're going to get a flat tire.
Right.
You're kind of putting that out.
Right. You're manifesting these things to happen. It's like the whole knock on wood theory. You say something and, better knock on wood. Don't want that to come true.
Yeah. There's like a documentary about it on Netflix. It's called like the Secret or the
yeah.
That's
a thing on Netflix.
Really
the Secret's actually like a 20-year-old book. That you were like barely born when that book came out.
Oh, bless you, Bradley.
The bit about the backwards law is that really letting go of something is really, really difficult. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually when people say like there was stories about Bruce Lee would write shit down in his brain and then burn it. Like he would imagine, like he would write down a negative thought and then burn it, and it would go away. And that was like his little I guess theory, or that was his process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But letting go for most people is really, really difficult. And I think a different way to look at it is, if you just accept things and just kind of say that's just the way it is, you kind of, in a way, instead of like letting it go by that definition, which is like an action saying like, this happened, I'm just gonna let that go. Sometimes that's really fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you accept something and you let it just become what it is, and you just tell yourself, I'm okay with that, you're not necessarily mentally letting it go, but it kind of gets let go on its own. And that's what Alan Watts would call like his backwards law. Like, you're not letting it go, you're holding on to it, but you're looking at it from a positive standpoint. You're saying, this is what that is, and I can't change that. And now I'm going to say, kind of what you're saying, Jordan, it's like you make it bad. You kind of look at something and say, well, that is what it is, and that's okay with me. Then you kind of let it go. It kind of comes out of you naturally, instead of you having to like physically, mentally say, I'm letting that go.
Right,
I'm letting that go.
visualizing the destruction of that thought or that feeling. Yeah.
Which some people can do that and
Yeah.
right on, and some people are like, I'm holding a grudge, dude. You know, sue me. You know, like, and you're gonna be about it like that.
I write
You know what
everything
I mean?
down in a journal.
And
I've
it
been
is
doing
what it
it for
is.
10 years and or more now. But
I've been doing it for the last 2 years.
yeah, man, I have
nice.
volumes.
It's
Like a
awesome.
lot of them are handwritten volumes. They sit on a bookshelf, like just my journals and like different kind of spiral notebooks and whatever. And I still I continue to write. If I'm having a shitty day, like I write in the journal. If I'm having a great day, I write in it too. It's just a way to get it out
organizes
and then
your
make
brain.
sense. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it kind of like whatever, you have a million thoughts a day, but if you write it down, there's a book I read called Mind Hacking, and it says, the birth of an idea is really, it's not what happens in your head, it's whenever you put it on paper and it gets out of you into the physical realm.
Yep.
And if you don't put it out like that, it's not really real yet. Like if it's in your mind, it's kind of, it's a theory or it's an idea or whatever. But when you put it on paper, it turns into something more real. And I was typing mine for a little bit, and then I just felt like I was cheating myself of the handwriting. I was like, yo, dude, penmanship, just practice.
The lost art
You
of
should-
penmanship.
Yeah. So that's really cool that you do that. Me and my buddies do that, and it really, man, it works. Dude.
It's the way to do it.
Even if some of my friends are like, "What do you write about?" I'm just like, "Whatever the fuck I want."
That's
I guess.
it, man.
I don't know. Just
My,
like nothing. Sometimes.
My sister Ellie just chimed in. She says journaling is literally life-saving, and I would say that she probably was the one that inspired me to journal and keep, because I was always a songwriter, so I would journal through songwriting. And and
Getting dark in here. Hang on.
yeah, is the sun finally going down in Phoenix?
Finally.
Son, dude.
There you go.
I'll tell you, man. It is hotter here than it is there.
I bet it is. I bet that dry
Until the
ass
sun
heat-
goes down.
Yeah, and then it's like cold
and
as
then
hell.
it's like frickin' St. Louis all over again.
But it's kind of cool that happens. Like, it's interesting, and like you can go outside and you can chill and you can sit on your back patio or whatever, or you can wake up early and like it's all good. But yeah, it is. I'll have to say, man, it's way hotter here, dude. Like you cook, man.
Yeah, I'll take my humidity any day and my beaches.
Yeah, I did miss Florida when I went there. I did. I missed the air, and I missed. I made a lot of really, really close friends there, man. A lot of really good stuff happened for me there. Not only that, I just really, really enjoyed, being there. So going back there was really, really, it was really awesome. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, good
Aw,
deal.
yay.
So,
Well, next time when you come, just secretly tell us and no one else.
yeah, really.
I will do that.
Hit me
I
up.
will do that.
Perfect. We can have. We'll go have coffee.
Yeah.
You're on my secret list now.
I have a-
secret
I have
things
a-
that I do.
I have a baby pool I got, so we can all take turns dipping in the pool in the backyard and sipping
right on.
coffee.
I like it.
Yes,
I like it.
one
I
at a
like it.
time though, because
Yeah.
it's
you have to
probably
take
the size for
turns.
your puppy. Yeah,
That's fine. I mean, you gotta make do
Oh,
what you
right.
got.
one we can share again.
Well, you guys, we're going to get on to the next segment here. This is a segment made famous by the late, great James Lipton, host of the Inside the Actor Studio television program. We're putting Deal in the hot seat with a rapid-fire interview we lovingly call Inside the Lipton Tea. Hello, Teal, and welcome to Inside the Lipton Tea. My name is Brad Brock, playing the part of Mr. James Lipton. Are you
sound
ready?
good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm ready.
Deal James,
I'm ready.
what is your favorite word?
Tesseract?
What is your least favorite word?
Meatloaf.
Oh, why?
Because he would do
know,
anything
dude.
for love, but he won't do that. What turns you on?
Grapes.
What turns you off?
Meatloaf.
He's really against me.
I didn't mean to have the same answer for that, but it's just I'm trying to tell the truth here. You know what I'm saying?
What sound or noise do you love?
Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie. I love the sound of a wah clav. I love that shit.
Wait, I missed that.
A clavinet is a keyboard.
Yes, okay.
A keyboard. I don't know if it's Stevie Wonder's fault or it's Wolfpack's fault or I don't know, but I fucking love that.
I have to agree. That's a good one. What sound or noise do you hate?
Crying babies.
I feel like that's a trend. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
What is your...
Some of these I answered previously, and some of them I wanted to come up with at the top of my head. So I kind of,
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your favorite curse word?
Oh, it's fuck.
Yeah, I was going to say, from this segment or this podcast alone, I've been like...
My mom always tells me, stop saying it, stop saying it. I was like, well, maybe you shouldn't have said it so much when you were growing up. Maybe you shouldn't have made it sound so cool. But I've been watching The Sopranos, now like Stugatz is really climbing the ladder of favorite words.
So next time we do this, it might be different.
It might be different. I like to remain moldable.
What other profession other than your own would you like to try?
Dude, have you been thinking of this question this last month and a half? Because I have.
I know it is a good one for these times.
All the things I want to do, you still can't do, except for if I would try to be a philosopher. That's what I would want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under any circumstances, is there a job that you would not like to try?
Oh man, I don't think now I would want to be. I think there was a time when I thought that I would want to at least try it, but I don't think I'd want to be a politician.
Ooh, good answer.
I feel like I'm right on the level with you there. That's a tough one, man.
Ugh.
Even a good one, you know?
I feel like no matter what, they're all really impossible decisions, you know? Like you just can't, how can anybody, good, bad, douchey, not douchey, like good guy, bad guy, you came from this side of the aisle, that side, no matter what, man, some of the things those people have to decide on is just like impossible.
Yeah.
Just completely impossible, man. So like, I try not to have too much hate for anybody in there, but it's hard not to. And then it's also hard to think like you could do better. It's like, no, you can't. Like there's really no good way to do any of that anymore.
Yeah, you just have to do it.
At least in my
you have to pick a road and go down it, and it's you talk
and
about
half of the world is going to hate you, and half the world's going to love you all the time.
You talk about entertainers having a major criticism. Like, could you imagine everything that you've ever done in your entire life could be brought up and thrown in your face, like while you're just trying to serve, or whether you're serving the people or you're serving your own purpose. It just is what it is in politics. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I think every year you kind of like have a little less resentment or a little less, like you get less worked up about each one doing whatever they're going to do now, because you're just like, I mean, like for some of it, yeah, it's like, oh God, why are you doing that? But for some of the other things, like how are you supposed to decide that? Like how are you supposed to decide what this whole section of people are going to do and it work and them all be happy or whatever? Like I just think it's really impossible, man. So there was a time where I was like, I could be president, dude. Yeah. And now I'm like,
I'm not out here trying to lose the rest of my hair. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And the final question in this series of questions: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh my God, what would I like to hear him say? You get the big room.
Yeah,
you get the master bedroom
with the view.
With the view.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and that has been Inside the Lipton Tea.
Brought to you by Brad Brock.
Oh, right on.
It's all about those graphics.
Dope.
That's right, dude. That's right.
Oh man, well,
your Ellie asked, "What's that fancy goblet though, Bradley?"
Somebody finally noticed.
Finally.
Yeah, what was that?
I'm drinking out of some fancy glassware tonight.
From circa 1894. No, I'm just
Yeah.
Yeah, 1894.
Goodwill US 1 in
Yeah.
Taylor Highway.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's so funny is the set of glasses has actually been like
Passed down from generation to generation.
in my family for ages. Like
Straight out of White
I remember
City.
being a little kid, and these were at my grandmother's house, like in her like good china cabinet. I have no doubt that these are some sort of department store, not real crystal, not anything.
Oh, well, that's,
Yeah.
that's a letdown.
But I could be completely wrong. They could be completely crystal.
Yeah, they
and-
could be like Waterfords or whatever.
But,
that
How do you
good brand
test
is.
for what's the at-home test?
Oh, you got to
for
do like
crystals?
you got to lick and rub around the rim, right? Is that
no, that's
not-
that's for later, babe.
Oh, okay.
We don't talk about that.
That was good.
Yeah,
was,
that was terrible. As it came out of my mouth, I was like, yeah, that's gonna be a.
Oh, no.
That's
I imagine-
I liked it. I thought it was good.
This has a very noticeable seam up the side of it, so it kind of, I don't think it's any sort of real crystal of any kind, but what are you gonna do?
Something happened here.
Something happened. Oh yeah, I guess every time I switch over to those different things, it shuts off Jordan's TV, so she can't see
Yeah,
anything.
dang it.
Oh man, well, I do want to mention we are going to try something a little new tonight after the show, since Zoom has become this phenomenon. I've set up a JNC podcast Zoom after party. The link is in the description of this video. So if any of you are interested in carrying the party on and putting your beautiful faces in front of us to hang out and chat with us after the show, we're going to be there for a little while. I think my limit is like 40 minutes or something. So we'll be hanging out there and having a drink or two and hanging out with you guys if you want to pop in and have a little after party with us. We're going to give it a shot. I don't know how it's going to go. It might just be me and Jordan talking to nobody, but it could be fun. So that link, that'll kick off probably right around 10 o'clock ish or whenever this ends. I think you can go in there anytime you want after 10, but we'll see you when the podcast ends. However, that link is in the description there, and we kind of are up to our shameless plugs here. If you guys are interested in what we got going on, I have my notes here. They're on this paper
Somewhere.
because I ran out of cardstock and I'm not going to Staples. So let's see here. Looking at the comments here. Thanks, Josh, for tuning in. Thank you to Keith earlier for donating to the show. Appreciate that.
Right on, man.
Every little bit helps.
Nice.
I think our air conditioner shut off here.
It did.
Oh
no.
It's a noticeable
no.
difference when the air shuts off, especially for me because it's right here. It's just off the camera, just off the brick wall. Anyway,
Oh, that's
you
like
guys,
a Pink Floyd song.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
So you guys, we're gonna get down on some shameless plugs. Yeah, it's a very powerful graphic. Deal James, give us some shameless plugs. What should we be looking out for in the world of Deal James?
My website, dealjames.com, is kind of like the go-to. But I'm probably on my Instagram promoting stuff like that more, and that's Deal James is my handle. I am trying to grow my YouTube channel, and that's Deal James. I think if you're you can just Google, or you can go on YouTube and on the search bar do Deal James. I think if you were going to go and do it in the actual web browser, it would be youtube.com/DealJames90. I'm really trying to grow that. I'm also on SoundCloud. I do have a record on Spotify and Apple Music. And what I've been trying to do is I've been recording music at my house because that's all you can really do. And I've been trying to I released a song a couple weeks ago. It's called A Trick Yourself, and I did that on YouTube. And I'm really trying to just record and not overthink anything and not put it through the grinder, and just kind of like, if it feels right, just do it. And, only kind of revamp it a few times before releasing it. I'm really not even trying to, I'm not trying to mix it to the highest quality level either. I'm not trying to like dog on my own stuff. I'm just saying I'm just trying to be active and do stuff, and I'm trying to just keep that on YouTube and SoundCloud right now. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Of course, I'm on Facebook, and but that's pretty much it, man. You know.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Yeah, that I did get to listen to that tune, by the way, and I love it. It's a little bit of a departure from the Afterglow. But I feel like it's a departure in a really cool direction. So
thanks,
yeah, actually, it was in the countdown. What am I talking about here? Cause and Effect was the first song in the countdown, and then there was a little piece of that tune on the end there. So it's great.
Awesome, man.
It's awesome.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, man.
I had actually bought a Roland JDXI, which is a analog synth, keyboards, bass, leads, and a drum machine, and it's a sequencer also. And I bought that looking for a MIDI board, and I spent like $400 more than I thought I should had at the time. And that little keyboard kind of became like my salvation the last few months, because it's just pretty much an idea machine. And you can see in that video, it's right there. And I do like, I'm pretty much just doing synth sounds and keyboard stuff the whole time. And it's just been a ton of fun to just get away from, I love playing guitar, but it's nice to like get away from it for a second and try something new.
Oh yeah, man. It's cool to hear different sounds and play with that. I love it, dude. Awesome.
Yeah, cool, man. Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah. I might put a link to that to your YouTube channel. Thanks, definitely, man. Guys, go subscribe to his YouTube channel. I guess my shameless plugs. I will say once again, we do have that after party set up for Zoom. The link to that is in the description of this video that you're watching right now. So you can click on that, and it'll take you right into that room. We'll do that immediately after the podcast here. Also, if you want to relive the magic of tonight's show in glorious HD, hit up YouTube tomorrow. Visit my channel, Brad Brock Music, and smash that subscribe button while you're there. And you'll get to see Deal James's beautiful face all over again. And, of course, Jordan's. Bing!
You guys look great. I'm just saying, I got on here, I was like, damn, I should have put something on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
he did have like this purpley Burberry looking tie on too, and he was like, that might be like too much.
It was too much. I ditched the tie.
Yeah.
But I love my purple shirt. Anyway.
It's nice.
The purple looks good. No, you look great, man. I was like, damn, dude. I should have done something.
I don't put out on the first date.
He is a tease.
You guys also go enjoy the Jams and Cocktails Facebook group. The link is also in the video, or in this video's post. Please continue to support all of your local artists that are bringing live music directly to us through their live streams. My good friend Terry Dobson, who was in here watching a little bit ago, live streaming tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern here. He's in California right now, but he lives here in Vero Beach, and was a good friend of mine. We worked on cruise ships together. And he was actually the very first official guest of the JNC podcast. So check, and they're a riot. Like it's Jordan and I.
Yeah, him and his girlfriend.
Yeah, it's our favorite thing to do on Thursday night. We do it every week.
Yeah, we look forward to it. It's so exciting.
We'll be watching there with you 7 p.m. tomorrow night on Facebook Live. Terry Dobson. You can also find it on our pages. I share it as well. And if you can, throw them a little jingle, because it goes a long way these days. If you're feeling extra generous, please consider supporting our podcast. We have a link to our Amazon wish list in this video's description. Or you can also donate to us directly via PayPal or Venmo. Those links are in the description. And again, thank you, Keith, for throwing a little bit of money our way to keep this whole thing going.
Thanks, Keith.
Deal. Do you want to play one more song before we call it a wrap and go?
I think I'm going to tap out. Because I want to, I've got a release that's coming in the next couple days, if not the next week, and I just want to save my junk for that, man, and I want you to, I'm going to send it to you first, all right?
Ooh,
I love it. I love it, dude.
All right?
You are awesome. Deal James.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Deal. You were so fun. You're a gem.
Thank you so much. It was good to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
You
It was
too.
a really good time.
You too. Hey, you guys, Deal James.
Whoop, whoop. And little Nuggie. And little princess.
Oh, hey, Kelly.
Oh.
Yes.
How old is she?
How old are you?
Yeah,
a year and a half.
Oh, so she's a baby.
She's a little baby, dude.
Little
My
princess.
stays in Texas a lot, and her friends down there, they have some Chihuahuas that don't stop making babies. And one day, my sister just came and dropped one off at my house.
How about that? How about that?
And once upon a time, I gave my sister a pit bull that I found on the street that changed the course of her entire life. So this was her payback. Except
Nice.
This one's an angel. And that pit bull's
Not so much.
I mean,
No.
if some of those Chihuahuas happen to make their way over to
Oh, sorry, we're having some
us-
technical difficulties. That microphone's off.
No.
I will say, all of the Chihuahuas they've had, they're all of them are angels. Like they've been really great. I think mine's the most angel of all of them. But
Nice.
they're all really awesome. Yeah,
Well, might be a little biased.
I'm super biased. This is my little girl.
Oh,
I love
man.
it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, I'd like to thank all of you who have been tuning into our show from the beginning, and to all our new friends we made along the way. You all are amazing. Thank you, Jordan.
Oh,
Jordan over there for manning the chat and keeping me in line always.
yes.
To our good friend Deal James for hanging with us tonight,
Thank you.
this evening. You're the real deal, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, we'll see you again next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, take care of yourselves and good night.